History remembers them as monsters. Genghis Khan, the Mongol warlord who carved a bloody path across Asia. Adolf Hitler, the Nazi dictator who plunged Europe into a nightmare of genocide. Both names echo through time, synonymous with brutality, tyranny, and death on an unimaginable scale. But who was the more brutal? It's a question that chills the blood, forcing us to confront the darkest depths of human nature. Their methods were different, their contexts centuries apart, yet they share a terrifying kinship. Both men were masters of violence, wielding it to shatter empires and reshape the world in their image. Their reigns of terror left millions dead, countless lives shattered, and scars on the human psyche that linger to this day. To understand their brutality, we must journey back in time, to the battlefields and blood-soaked streets where their names became etched in infamy. Only then can we grapple with the true weight of their legacy and the unsettling question of who earned the grim title of most brutal. The story of Genghis Khan, born Temujin, is one of ambition forged in the crucible of survival. From humble beginnings in the harsh Mongolian steppes, he united warring tribes through a blend of charisma and ruthlessness. His Mongol hordes, bound by loyalty and driven by a hunger for conquest, became an unstoppable force. Khan's brutality was not incidental, but a calculated instrument of warfare. He understood the power of fear, and his conquests were often preceded by terrifying tales of Mongol savagery. This psychological warfare was as effective as any weapon, shattering the morale of his enemies before a single arrow was loosed. From the deserts of Persia to the rice paddies of China, Khan's armies swept across Asia, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Cities were razed, populations massacred, and entire civilizations trembled before the Mongol storm. One of the most chilling examples of Khan's brutality unfolded in the Khwarezmian Empire, a once mighty realm that stretched across Central Asia. When the Khwarezm Shah foolishly provoked Khan, the Mongol leader unleashed a fury that shocked even his battle-hardened warriors. City after city fell to the Mongol onslaught. Samarkand, Bukhara, Urgench, once thriving centers of culture and commerce, were reduced to smoldering ruins. The numbers are staggering. Historians estimate that millions perished in the Khwarezmian conquest, victims of both direct Mongol attacks and the famine and disease that followed in their wake. In the city of Urgench, the final stand of the Khwarezmian Empire, the Mongol vengeance reached its zenith. Legend has it that the Amu Darya River ran red with blood, its waters choked with the corpses of the slain. The city itself was systematically dismantled, its very earth salted to prevent anything from growing again. It was a chilling display of ruthlessness, a message to any who dared defy the will of Genghis Khan. Centuries later, on the opposite side of the Eurasian continent, another figure rose to power. His name destined to be forever linked with some of the most horrific crimes in human history. Adolf Hitler, driven by a toxic brew of nationalism, racial hatred, and a lust for power, plunged Europe into the abyss of World War II. While Khan's brutality was largely a product of his time and the brutal realities of medieval warfare, Hitler's was chillingly premeditated, the result of a twisted ideology that viewed entire groups of people as subhuman and deserving of extermination. The Holocaust, the systematic genocide of 6 million Jews, stands as a chilling testament to the depths of human depravity. From the death factories of Auschwitz-Birkenau to the killing fields of Eastern Europe, the Nazi regime unleashed a wave of terror and violence that shattered the very foundations of Western civilization. Section 5: Death Camps and the Holocaust. The Holocaust stands as a singular atrocity, a testament to the horrors that can be unleashed when hatred and indifference are given free rein. Driven by a warped ideology that viewed Jews as a parasitic race, the Nazis constructed a vast network of death camps designed to eradicate an entire people. Millions were rounded up, stripped of their humanity, and herded into cattle cars bound for the east. At camps like Auschwitz, Treblinka, and Sobibor, they were subjected to unimaginable cruelty. Gas chambers, mass shootings, starvation, and disease. The Nazis employed every tool at their disposal to carry out their genocidal plan. The stories of those who endured the horrors of the camps are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, but they also serve as a chilling reminder of the fragility of civilization. The Holocaust stands as a stark warning, a reminder of the darkness that can take root when hatred and intolerance are allowed to flourish. Section 6: Counting the cost, a grim calculus. Comparing the brutality of Genghis Khan and Adolf Hitler is a fraught exercise, akin to weighing different shades of darkness. Both men were responsible for unimaginable suffering and death, their reigns of terror leaving indelible scars on the human psyche. Hitler, driven by genocidal ideology, targeted specific groups for annihilation. The Holocaust stands as a uniquely horrific chapter in human history. Section 7. Echoes of Tyranny, Similarities and Distinctions. Despite their different contexts, there are chilling echoes between the reigns of terror by Genghis Khan and Adolf Hitler. Both used propaganda, fear, and intimidation to solidify power and crush dissent. Ruthless pragmatists, they sacrificed countless lives for their goals. Both regimes left unimaginable destruction in their wake, yet their brutality was shaped by different historical and cultural contexts. Khan's actions were a product of a brutal age where warfare was a way of life. Hitler's horrors were unleashed on a world that had evolved beyond such barbarity. The Holocaust remains a stark reminder of human depravity and civilization's fragility. Section 8. Beyond Brutality, Legacies Forged in Blood. In the annals of history, Genghis Khan and Adolf Hitler are forever bound by the weight of their crimes. Their names evoke images of bloodshed, tyranny, and unimaginable suffering, yet their legacies are more nuanced than simple brutality. Khan's empire, though built on a foundation of violence, ultimately ushered in an era of peace and prosperity across much of Asia. The Pax Mongolica facilitated trade, cultural exchange, and technological innovation, leaving a lasting impact on the Eurasian continent. Hitler's legacy, however, is one of unmitigated horror. The Holocaust, the systematic extermination of millions, stands as a permanent stain on human history, a chilling reminder of the dangers of unchecked hatred and intolerance. Their legacies, forever intertwined with the question of their brutality, serve as a stark reminder of the duality of human nature, capable of both great good and unspeakable evil. Section 9. A final, unsettling thought. The question of who was more brutal, Genghis Khan or Adolf Hitler, is ultimately unanswerable. It's a question that forces us to confront the darkest depths of human nature, the capacity for cruelty and violence that resides within us all. Perhaps the more important question is not who was more brutal, but what lessons we can learn from their reigns of terror. How can we ensure that such horrors are never repeated? How do we guard against the seeds of hatred and intolerance that can take root in any society? These are not easy questions, but they are questions that we must grapple with if we are to create a future free from the specter of genocide and tyranny. The legacies of Genghis Khan and Adolf Hitler, forever intertwined with the question of their brutality, serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of civilization and the importance of vigilance in the face of hatred and intolerance.